Some time ago, I took a spill in a parking lot of a convenience store and broke my ankle in three places. I had to have emergency surgery, and in discussing what had happened with my family, they had said, "Well, have you consulted an attorney?" And when you have something like that happen, you're not really thinking about things like that. You're thinking about recovering and getting to a hospital and make the pain go away. But I did decide to make a few phone calls, and not really knowing any attorneys that handled personal injury cases in the area, I picked up a local phone book and kind of started alphabetically. I made a few phone calls, got several answering machines. The couple of attorneys that I did speak with were kind of dismissive about the case. They didn't really think there was much to it, and I was just about to give up. And I thought, well, I'll make one more phone call, and luckily that was to Dixon Law. There were a couple of reasons. I think first and foremost that Grant Dixon was immediately responsive to my call. By the way, his administrator, Linda Jordan, was also very responsive, and I had a call back, I think, within 90 minutes from when I contacted the office. And the other major reason was that it was not painted as a pie-in-the-sky, slam dunk paper shuffle settlement. I think he made very clear to me that this particular case was going to require work, and that it was not, something that would be an immediate judgment or something in my favor. He also volunteered to go look at the site prior to my retaining him, which I found very encouraging. Rather than just making a snap judgment on the phone, he took it upon himself to go and look over the area. Once again, as I said, when I had the incident, I wasn't considering building codes or the environment at all. I was just thinking, get me to a hospital. And he was out there and able to make a clear judgment on what was going on at that site. So that being said, when he called me back and told me, number one, this is not an easy situation. It's going to require work. And number two, you're not going to be going out of pocket for any expenses unless we reach a judgment in your favor. And at that point, I thought, well, this is far and beyond what anybody else has done for me, and I retained him. I think that there are some cases where people automatically say, "Well, this is it's a car rear end accident, and somebody rear-ended me, and that's a typical case." This, for me personally, was not the situation. It was a fall. It was in a convenience store parking lot. It had to do in large part with building code violations, things that I was not that familiar with, but through Grant Dixon and the people that he brought in to assess the situation, my fears were laid to rest very easily, and I was made to feel like, okay, we've got a team put together here working for you. I think the main thing I'd like people to know about Dixon Law Office and my experience is that from the very beginning, there was a commitment to promptly and thoroughly answering any questions that I had. If I picked up a phone and called his office for any reason whatsoever, I would either get Grant directly or I would get Linda, his administrator, who would put me in touch with Grant right away. And he would take the time to make sure that I understood exactly where we were in the process of the case. And I never doubted for a moment that he was working hard and had my best interests at heart. I think probably there are a lot of people out there that might feel that they don't necessarily have much of a chance of having a judgment in their favor. There's sometimes, as I said, gray areas in cases. And as I said, the thoroughness and the fact of the matter that Dixon Law was able to bring in additional people to assist in coming to a favorable conclusion on my part was a great help, and I was never out of the loop as far as information goes. I think probably just that if it's I made several calls before I hit the D because I was going in alphabetical order in the phone book. I would say, you may call other attorneys first, but make sure you call Grant last because it was nothing but I won't say a pleasurable experience because having something like that happen is never a fun thing, but as far as being kept in the loop with information and feeling that somebody's working hard on your behalf, there was never a doubt.